So in this training, you're going to learn how to set up your own website in under 1 hour without needing any technical skills whatsoever. So I can walk you through every single step, guys, including how to set up your own domain name and how to get this beautiful site you see on the screen. And this site is going to be perfect for you. So if you have business or agency or freelancers, you can see that it shows theme members, your services, your portfolio, your services and prices and plans, and it even includes blogs, so you can really do all your content marketing here as well and get on the traffic on or to the site. So if you want to set up a slightly different site, maybe an e-commerce site or more personal site, well, I'll show you how to do that as well as just one different step in the process though. So I have never got a code for a site like this in less than $5,000. So I'm going to show you yet you had sued for $150. So by just following the steps in this training, you're going to save thousands of dollars. So you can even create sites to other people using this process if you would like to work for a client. So that's what we're going to do in this training. So let's get started into this. To actually build our website, we are going to be using a website builder called WordPress, guys. So in this video, I want to explain briefly why we're going to use WordPress. So before we jump into the actual steps, I also want to explain why WordPress. So over a lot of options over there like Squarespace, Wix, etc. So these other website builders are also there. So I think the most important reason to use WordPress because it's the most popular website builder. The content management system is known, so 29% of the web uses WordPress. So that's the biggest in the market. So you can see some of them here. Now Vogue magazine, Bloomberg, Beyonce, Jay-Z like, and others. So these are the most popular option. Now Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, even combine all of them are less 1% of the website out there. So if you are picking platform to learn and understand, and I think it's much more valuable to learn WordPress because there are much more demand in terms of business in getting some clients. Okay, and I personally think that that's the great reason to learn how to use WordPress. Okay, so another great thing about WordPress is that it's an open source software, so nobody actually owns WordPress. It's actually free software, and now in order to get our site up and our domain, we do have to pay for hosting. So it's not like it's free have a branded WordPress site, hindi siya libre, but you're paying for the hosting, not for the website. WordPress.org is for free. Okay, so just never had a raise. They never raise prices on Wix, for example. So you're kind of bought the whole thing platform. So if they raise the price, well, then you can really just easily move to your site somewhere else on WordPress. So if your hosting company, which is you paying to keep the site up, so if they actually raise the price, well, you can just move to another hosting company. All right, so I really like that aspect, and that really gives me security and investing time building site that I know that for the long term it's always going to be there, and the price is not going to increase without me having an option to switch. So I really like about that in using WordPress. So we also have themes and plugins in the ecosystem in WordPress, and it completely changed the look and how your websites feel. Alright, so there are roughly like 10,000 WordPress themes out there. So it means you can really change your website skin. So for some companies, Wix, they maybe have a couple of hundred, so they are far away from WordPress. So similarly, they have what it's called plugins ecosystem. This allows you to add additional functionality of your website. Okay, so there are over 50 plugins, and there are just little pieces of functionality that you can add to your website easily. So you just install them essentially, so you could automatically use the function. All right, so it's a great way to have many options, of course. Another website builder like Wix or we accept etc, but they just don't not capable of adding extra software, because all the extra softwares are created by independent companies, and the beauty of really open source aspect in WordPress. Okay, so number of 29% of the internet use WordPress, 29%, and much more valuable in the marketplace. So open source, nobody owns WordPress. So in terms of company shutting down or price changes, you are secured. So there are number 3 huge theme and plugins ecosystem which really allows you to change your website. Now the first 2 steps to set up your own website is firstly to get web hosting and to register your domain name. Now the web hosting really allows you to store your website online so that people can access it all over the world on your domain name. So it will be so for example, your companyname.com, and that's your web address. So people really know where to access your site. And there are plenty of places where you can complete these 2 steps. So I would recommend the bluehost.com. So they are the company that I use personally. They never let me down. I've also had an organized pretty cool discount with them, so you can check them out. So the link in the description, you can get free domain, which can save you about $15, and if you can also register, you can get 50% discount. So in the first year, you'll probably save like $25 if you click the description. Okay, so let's follow the instructions. In this video, it's pretty much going to be exactly the same. So it's either click the link and you're going to come to the page like this. Okay, so you can click it and get started. Now there were even select a hosting plan. So there are a couple of options there. So I think most people are just going to select the basic plan and set up their website online. Now only other options that you might be considering is the plus plan. So there's a little bit more if you want to have unlimited websites and host them. And why you want to do that? Well, probably you're thinking of setting up a couple of websites, or even you're creating a websites or managing them for people like your clients in very affordable plan to select. And I think for most people, you're just going to want by selecting the basic plan, right? Okay, so yung mura lang. So I do want to explain a little bit further now. Now, why do you even need to get a web hosting first if you've never set up a website? So it's a bit alien to accept, because just post stuff on Facebook, YouTube, it's for free, but actually those companies absorb the hosting cost themselves, so they have to pay the centers with the centers on them. So unfortunately, they won't pay for it when you own your website. Okay, so that's what we have to pay for it. Essentially, we're paying for the space in posting like videos or blogs, and we never pay when we upload to the TGP, etc., because they're really covering that cost. So I think that people find that explanation helpful. So now you understand why we need hosting. Okay, so I think the plan we select. So let's go ahead and select the basic plan here. Okay, so what you really want to do is to think of your business name. So name of the business. So in terms of picking up a domain name, I would try to keep it as short as possible, like less than 20 characters. So if you want to do something that rolls off the tongue easily, so if you sat in a conversation, people would remember your website. It's very important. So you have a domain name or brand that able to recall by people, right? So because it's actually having keywords, your domain name, it's not going to be really helpful in rank search pag mahirap siyang matandaan. So it might give a clue about what your business about, what you want to try to include, you don't have like 10 keywords stuck together. So people are never going to remember that. Okay, so if you're creating a new domain, to type in here. Okay, so domain setup. So I'm going to just put WP, so WordPress setup here, so you can see it's on Dakota, UK. So I will try to get a .com if you can. okay, if it's available there. So that's what people will remember the most, if it's like to, it sounds like more trustworthy. So you don't have to think about that, domain ending. But there are other options out there. So you can see here .org is very popular. Now, .org is becoming more popular as well for startups, new companies, for charities. So I'm going to take a couple of moments to fill this out. Okay, so once you fill this out, this is your account information. So then just want to review the package information, just go up right there. Okay, and you can see default here, there's probably a couple of options selected by default. Okay, so just explain each of these options and you can decide whether you want to leave them or if you want to enable them. Okay, so the first is the main privacy protection. So what is this all about? So this is the reason why you want to keep this, because you want to your site to be called .com, and while you put an example site in there, okay, so on the site people can find the phone number and email that would put in your registered domain name. So now a lot of people will call you out. Well, I don't really mind that. Okay, I personally don't mind if I get random emails. That's okay. So the site now is back a pro. This is an option. Okay, so maybe you can, or you should leave enabled. Right. So essentially here what we will do is to back up your site, especially if you have a big website and that may be changing content in the future, editing code, something like that. So if you need to get your backup version, so you can get the site back up and running for this demo. Okay, so the site here setting, now I'm going to select that. I think it's a good option for people, right? Okay, so the site security again is more, so we get here some information. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of things to secure your site. There you go. So once you've already, and you need to type your payment information. Okay, so just a minute, I'll do it now. So I've typed my payment information there. Okay, so I've reached the terms and agreements. Okay, I think that's great. Alright, so there you go. So I would recommend that you try to make your password strong. Okay, I've read the terms and agreements, so click next. Here I'll give some options to pick. Okay, so okay, we're all done. Here we go. So we might see similar notifications when we just go ahead and click start building. We're all done. Okay, so there you go. So we might see, if you want to take a look at what the website is. Okay, so there you go. So clicking that part. So it's pretty basic so far, not a lot of content. So if we're gonna be making this, really look like incredible by adding content into it, but that really wraps up the first step to setting up your website. Okay, so registering domain name, getting hosting, and installing WordPress. That will be all. See you on your next video. Now you set up a WordPress website and you were logged into the backend, and I want to bring you on a tour about WordPress dashboard so you can really understand how it easy and how to change the look and feel your website. Okay, so the most radical way to change and look and feel your website is to change the theme. So we can see right now, so we have the 2017 theme installed in our website, so it's active on this theme. So it comes with free with all the WordPress sites in 2017, and also you can see the previous version and all of that. Okay, so you can activate it if you want, and if you want to add themes, you can find it online. And so I'm also going to show you how to install a premium corporate theme in a bit as well. Okay, so not worry about it at all. Okay, so you can change it to corporate website or whatsoever. So here, WordPress will definitely just have a few blogs and bytes on this theme. So really, it's a radical way, and that can change the look and feel of your website. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Okay, so but before we get into it, so I just want you to walk through some basic steps that you can easily change right away and play around with it. So you can see here that we have just one blog post, right? And we call this hello world. So this is a default in WordPress. The default, we can see it there. So the title and this content post. So if we want to change this, that you can come to an address. So what you can do now is to edit the title on this post. Okay, here we go. So let's just change the first post. Okay, so if you are typing a blog post, so this is where your blog post would go. Okay, so if ikaw ay blogger, so what can we just say in this post? Let's say first post. Yeah, there you go. So that will also change the post as well. So we can put here the first dash post. So let's update this and see how it changes to our site. Okay, there you go. So change the title post, and even if we click into this, we should be able to see the URL that is changed as well. Check that out. Okay, on the website.com / whatever we put in there. So to do that, would highly recommend you do this just even for the search engines. So combine settings, and then we set the URL post name when we can go ahead and click changes in now. Okay, so here are those. So let's come back to those posts and make sure that it has been changed. Okay, so we have to change the URL here. Okay, so we can see that's coming up. All right, so that's showing much cleaner and easier. Okay, so that's actually much more search engine friendly. Okay, so I would recommend that you come to the settings and change the permalink settings. So I'll explain permalink later on. So now we just type the second post. All right, so we just wanted to see the content again, and we can see that because we changed the permalink settings. Okay, so that's it's just showing their upward / keyword on the title here. All right, so we are going to go ahead and publish that if we come to our site preview. So it should be showing there the recent post. Here we go. There you go. So that's how you post your your site, and it's already that's how to get started and building up the content. Now we're going to learn how to add pages. Okay, adding pages to your WordPress. So come back to the dashboard, go to pages, all pages. So once again, you want to come to pages this time. Let's firstly have to look at the pages on our site. Okay, so right now, here we go. Okay, so if we want to really preview the page down there, so if you want to preview it, so you just click it and take a look. Okay, so we can also change some of the text here. So you just here delete that. Okay, so we can write this text as well, so we can just make sure we have all the changes in about us. Alright, and what else in there? So if we come to just normal page, so what we want to insert the menu on the top here. So adding up, next is adding up a menu. Okay, So we can go ahead and do this update. There you go. Okay. So inserting up a menu. Alright. So before we do that, we might end up to having one more page. So let's put in the services. Okay. So our services again that we can do is, you know, to previous see how it looks like something there now. Okay. There's the services. But essentially we have created another page for that. So let's go ahead and publish. So now we said that see those pages from there. Okay, so how to get those visible in our visitors? Okay, so we'll have to do is to come down to appearance and menus. So what we want to go and create a menu. Okay, so there's the main menu. There are services. Add to the services. Okay, so then we can go ahead and click display location to top menus and save the menu. Okay, then we open our sites there and we should be able to see the services page. Here we go, and there's the other one. Okay, so click save and take refresh to see those changes are being made. So don't forget that. Okay. Now we might do actually if we want to put in menu item. Okay. Here with our services. So what we can do is to have to click and save first and refresh. Okay, so we can see the home page down there. And then what we can do now is to see about these links on the sidebar here. Okay, and change the appearance of these on the dashboard. So once again, this time come down to the widgets. Okay, and then drag them, drop them down, drop according to your preference. Okay, so we can give a title. There you go. So which may be used in sign up form, something like that. You can put images. You can also, if you come back here, we can see the search bar. Okay, there you go. And if you want to delete all of these widgets, well, you can just go ahead and have it easily as well instantly update. It instantly update, guys. So there's one more thing. So we don't want to change that to the appearance once we come to customize, and it brings the identity to your site. So what I'll put up in here is the name of the site. Okay, so I'm typing it down. Then now I come to my site once again to refresh and change it. Alright, now we made all those changes. So one most important thing that you might have to consider is to making those changes, because here if those changes were made and if you launch the site, those changes are actually in. Okay, now if you want to take a look and feel your website to the next level, or something that you should seriously consider, are premium themes. Now if if you come into our site, you can see that we are using the 2017 theme, right? So this is free when you download the WordPress, and I think it looks really pretty good. It's definitely what you need to have a fully functioning website. Okay, so if you don't want to take your website to the next level, getting a premium theme is what I recommend. So there are a lot of places that you can get premium themes, but what I really recommend is myshop.com, and you can see over like almost 400,000 happy customers. I use it exclusively, not because they have great themes, but they have great support, guys. That's really important for non-technical people. Yeah, so if you see some of the questions that I've asked here, so just things I didn't really know, for example, what to do, I could figure out and get someone within 24 hours, and it really helps me a lot. So it's really helpful to, and it's definitely not something that every theme shop offers. So now the terms of the themes, there are loads of options here, over 100 different themes here, so you can come in and have a look. So for example, if you really have a good e-commerce theme as well, you can see this one, right? So it said you can essentially get the size by just downloading this theme. Like this look extremely professional, right? This one. So instead of you coding or hiring a developer, you can buy this theme. Alright, so instead of spending thousands of dollars, you can actually have one, for less than $50. Now I know there's a price on tag on that, but this really something that you can think of, and it's really worth it, guys. So, but I guarantee that you take this as your investment, tiny investment for your websites. If you're just looking for an upgrade on the blog, one theme that you can use that I've used in the past is the schema theme. It looks great, and you can click into all of these and you can have a full demo if you want. It's really great. If you want to purchase, just click it here, and all of this come in a 30-day money back guarantee if you're not happy. So schema, really fast, really friendly, and I've used this in the past. And another one that I would recommend is actually going to use in this example as a corporate theme. So we can go and think that is a perfect theme. Now if you're setting up a company website, you can see it looks really great. I mean, our theme service Outwork or portfolio, different experience that we can have plans and pricing, etc. So it looks extremely professional, and also the blog, everything you can see in there. So it's even if you're building a website for people, I recommend that you buy this theme, so you can deliver a very professional looking website if you're working for a client, for example. And I'm going to go ahead and, for example, get this theme here. So, and even if I want to get a different theme, the process is going to be the same. So here we go. So you should go ahead and click this part, and I'm going to proceed with payments. Okay, I'm going to pay with debit card. I'm going to pop up my details. I'm ready. Here we go. Load. So now all we need to do is just go ahead and check our email. So I log into my email here and come to the folder, to your download link, for example. Just click on the link, guys, and if you want to click or download files here, you can also check this out. So if you come back, so just download the zip. Here we go, zip files, and appearance themes upload. So if we come back in our dashboard, we can see the appearance themes down there. So it becomes upload theme, choose file, and choose the theme, so we can click it now, install. So there you go. So click it and install it. Okay, install now, and then what you can do is activate the theme. There Now once you can see that theme is active, and you might want to do is just come up and visit the site again to see the changes made. Okay, so what we want to get there. So but don't worry, all you need to do is just one further step now. Just get down to the theme option, then at the end you're going to see the import export option, guys, and this will be the same steps no matter what. So my theme shop theme that you buy, you can see here. So import up theme options and widgets, import theme options and widgets. Okay, so what you need to do is to select the options here. Okay. So if you want to remember what that looks like, just click and open that. So when you see the site, it looks exactly like this. So show all the pages and menus laid down in exactly the same. You can go ahead and select options, which I'm going to do. So under the content there, just click it. Okay, so done. We click OK. So we can come again now and visit our site. Okay, so all of the sample content are there. So I think it really looks fantastic. Now obviously this is the only going to be a sample content in here. Okay, so we're going to, if you want to customize this page, update it for yourself, very easy, just copy and paste. But I think it looks really good now. And also, let's say we come across a blog, but we can change the post, so we can publish. Okay, so there's the widgets. Here are the widgets. So you do is come back to your dashboard. So check for the theme or theme shop called the theme options. Okay, so you just make it really easy again to change your theme. And if you want to change, if you want it, yeah, from those you downloaded in the past. Now you can change this logo to, and this fiber can small images. Very simple to do, right? So if we come then to our home page, there you can see things around, no coding required. If we want to come to our intro, and change the text there, the home page, the links, we can all change the information here section in these sections and change the button. So we can change what it says, and it can change where it links to, etc. if you need that. Very easy. Well, keep on moving and just have a look for a couple of other things to meet our theme. So just right now you can see that they have kind of sample text down there. Okay, so previously, so very simple, just drag, drop, that's all. It will take a little bit to update it, so just be patient. So let us come to have a look on those pages. Okay, so there you go. So you can just select page and you can edit if you want to. But one thing that you don't want to do is to put them on or move them on trash. Okay. So yes, be careful with that trash or editor. So, and what you can always do is to edit the page, of course. So you can actually do quickly and unpublish the page first, so move it to drafts, so just in case you want to reinstate what you've done recently. So similarly, if we look at the posts here, if we come across the blog, so we can see that there are quite few. Okay. So what I would recommend you maybe is to add an example, or if you want to remove it from your blog, but if you want, you can use those templates later on. You can do that. Now if your sidebar for bloggers, you have this image, etc. So once again, very simple, right? You just come into experience the widgets and play around with it. And the cool thing about this theme is that it comes with different widgets, right? So we have a link here for social media profiles. Now we don't want all of these social media profiles, so we can just remove some. So probably, yeah, there you go. So now if you want to put all the links into your own profiles, so if you want to delete that completely, you can. So you can, and it will disappear. Be careful with that. Okay. And if you want to reinstate that, so just come down there and you should see social profile icons. Okay, if you want to do that. So let's say Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter is it's probably all you have to click and save, and they're all going to be out there. Okay, so you can see it's very easy. So once you have downloaded, now you have the final thing that you want to do is to change the theme and some stage or upload a different theme. It really up to you. Or you can do another activity, different theme, search. Again, you can do that. If you want to reinstate the theme that you had previously, you can. So just to see what it looks like, you can do that. And really to see the difference between the free theme and the paid theme, that we can spend a little amount of money, but this one really looks so professional. So hopefully this has opened your eyes to the value of themes. Okay, so that's it. I'll see you on your next video. Now that your site is set up, there's a briefly talk about WordPress security and also how to install WordPress. Okay, so there's plugins which add additional functionality on your site. So first thing, in terms of keeping your site security, so one of the best things that you can do is to just come into updates here and the sidebar and take the latest version of WordPress and are constantly updating too. So this will prevent any hackers or spam. So the best way to stay protected is to get the SSL certificate. So if you see a little notifications, install it, go ahead, install it. And there are other things that you can do to protect your site too. And to install some plugins with additional security feature. So if we come to the plugin section, here's the plugins and really how to add additional functionality to your website. And one of the key benefits of setting up a website with WordPress, because you really add much more extra functionality very easy. In fact, if you come to the WordPress.org, you can see under plugins here, and there are 5,000 extra plugins that you can easily just into our site and see how many people using them, etc. Now I want to show you a plugin that you can use to add a little security to your site, but before that we can actually go ahead and delete some of these plugins here that were pre-installed. Now you wanna, if you want to have a little bit of space on the site, I recommend that you delete them. So for example, we can see that this Jetpack Hello here Dolly, right? So you can delete this on your site. And what we can do is actually firstly deactivate the plugin, so we don't want the first, and then when we go ahead and select them and delete them. Okay, so this is the process no matter what plugins you're using. It's very easy, just add them in. Okay, alright, and here the search bar if you want something. Okay, so here, if you think that that's a political will to just go ahead and install them very easily. So I'm going to show you how to install a plugin. So this is how This is one of, that will just help you a little with the security. It's called in lockdown, and it should pop right up there, and we can go ahead and just install this. So essentially what we can do, what this will do is to limit the number of log attempts in a given IP range within a certain period. So if somebody was trying to hack your site and just putting a script on trying to load or different passwords, this little plugin will help you lock them or lock the page on the side for an hour so they can't hack in. So if you need to do, is to click and then see it's been installed, right? Okay, so there you go. Now what you can do is to adjust the settings. Okay, then we can see that the number of field attempts before they retry, so we can change that if you want. So how long they're gonna locked out, if you can adjust those settings easily for this plugin, for any plugin in the very same way. So that's how to add some additional security to your site. Remember to make sure that it's always you're always updating the password, the latest password. So in this video, you're going to learn how to activate your free SSL certificate in Bluehost. It's very simple to do. All we need to do is really click this button to enable it. But before we go ahead and do that, I do want to explain what is SSL certificate and what is really the benefit of it, and how much it would cost you if you're not getting it for free. So really, an SSL certificate is very simple. It makes your site more secured, and you probably most commonly see it here by having this little HTTPS right there, and in this browser seeing that on the site is secured. So obviously the hosts themselves have this SSL certificate. Now let's compare this to my example site here. You can see I do have this secure symbol here on this page, right? And the information here, it says my connection in this site. So me as a visitor now is not secure, and I shouldn't enter any sensitive information if I don't have that. So really, there's a lot of technical stuff about the SSL certificate actually does. So, but as a website owner, really this is an important stuff, guys. It will really make your data secure. So it increases your Google ranking, it builds and enhances consumer trust and improves things. So conversion rates, because people can see, okay, this site is secure. Okay, so now this is a business site, and I set up here, so it's not like people are entering credit card details or passwords, but still it gives me that extra sense of security. Okay, so obviously there are clear benefits of it. Okay, I can help you in these search. It can help you in search rankings, even though people are not putting in information on my site, and I just built the consumer trust. It increases the trust of the customers. And now how much would this cost if you're not getting it for free from Bluehost? Where take a look at GoDaddy. So here you go and see that the first year it might be $55 to $56, and then $70 after that. So it's really saves you a lot of money with Bluehost. So I'm going to come into Bluehost, home, right? And you can see my site. Come in to manage the sites here, and to get that little blue button. So come to security. Now I can see that it's progressing. So if I click to see the information, it says here, setting your SSL right now, it normally takes an hour, and it takes more than 4 hours. They will email me asking for more information, but I'm going to wait for an hour. So wait for this to show up on my site and go back there. After a little bit of waiting, you can now see SSL certificate has been activated. So I know that because here in my address bar, name showing secure symbol, and you can also see the H to tip space in green, which looks fantastic. So if you have problems with this process, I recommend that you use the live chat function in Bluehost. So their support is really incredible. If you if it anything that doesn't happen, it doesn't show up right there, just contact them, and your credit card information, passwords, can be hacked if you don't have the SSL certificate. It also helps increases your Google rankings because you have that extra protection for your visitors. It builds consumer trust. It looks great for business people. Alright, so about signing up on emails or making purchases website, this is very important. So the step once again is to activate your SSL certificate for giving your site security, and it's just a click button to get your free SSL. In this video, you're going to learn how to set up an email address that uses your own domain name. And this is absolutely free to do with Bluehost, and the benefits of doing it are your emails, of course. So you can look more professionals, and it's easier for you to, for people to remember if you're saying it in a conversation, as it's going to be a lot more relevant if you're sending a newsletters and emails from your site. So you can also use this process to set up save info at your domain or support at your domain, and that allows you to delegate work to other people as well. So email addresses for other team members, you can, you'll be surprised at how something as simple as having a common email address can really make feel like a team. So that's the first step to set up this. Very simple. So firstly, log into your Bluehost portal, and if you don't have that link, then check your email again that you got them from the registration. Okay, so I'm going to set up for an example support WP to setup.com. Then you want to enter your password here, very simple. Okay, and click create it can. So now you can see that the account has been created. Okay, so you can go ahead and views on what you can do. Here is to go ahead and click the access webmail. So this will bring you to an inbox. Essentially, right, it's the same as something like Gmail or Gmail inbox, something like that. You need to choose a webmail application. Alright, and it's pretty much the same. There's no difference between them. They're all free, so you can select any of them. And once you're inside of you're just going to see an email here that includes details about your email account. So now you might want to do, just for convenience, to set up any emails that arrives at this email address and forward it maybe an email account that you check more regularly. Okay, that's cool. So that's what you can do down and to forwarders here, and what I'm going to do is to forward my email. Then I'm going to use here forwarder this account that I just set up and support. Okay, so that's pretty easy. Okay, very simple to do. Okay, so that's what you need to do, and all the time you get an email, it will send to your common email. So check, because I check, if you check that much regular basis. Okay, so one thing that you might be wondering is how these email accounts can you set up, how many. Well, for the hosting package that you selected, so if you have basic plan, you can get 5 emails accounts. For unlimited email accounts, that is the benefit of, once again, of checking and selecting the plus plan. So to sum up, setting up an email account that you use for your own business, it looks professional, it's easier to remember for relevant readers, and it allows you to delegate more to your team members, feeling the the feeling of having a team. So you can go ahead and follow the steps on this video, and it's absolutely free with the host.